It's late. The lights are off. The day has finally gone quiet. And there you are, having a full conversation with someone who isn't in the room. Maybe it's the perfect comeback to something that happened 3 days ago. Maybe it's a confession you'll never actually make, or a version of tomorrow you're staging in impossible detail. And somewhere in the middle of it, a small part of you thinks, why do I do this every single night? You're not performing it for anyone. Nobody knows. During the day, you're fine. Busy, functional, getting on with things. But the moment your head hits the pillow, the theater opens. You rehearse arguments you already lost. You script the moment you finally say the right thing. You replay an old memory, except this time it goes the way it should have. And chances are, at some point, you quietly filed all of this under something's a little off with me. Most people assume this is avoidance, escaping reality, a sign you can't switch your brain off, that you're too anxious, too much inside your own head. And it can absolutely feel that way. But that's not really what's happening. Your mind isn't running away from your life at night. It's finally getting the chance to finish it. So here's the question worth sitting with. Why does this only happen at night? Why can you get through an entire day without inventing a single imaginary conversation? And then the second the lights go out, your mind opens a stage and starts casting. Here's what's going on underneath. All day, your attention points outward. Tasks, people, noise, the next thing, and the next. Your mind is in a kind of survival mode. Handle what's in front of you. Keep moving. Don't stop. It simply doesn't have the bandwidth to process the moments that actually mattered. The conversation that didn't land right, the thing you left unsaid, the worry you shoved down to deal with later. So it files them away, unfinished. And at night, when the outside world finally goes silent and there's nothing left to react to, your mind does the one thing it couldn't do all day. It opens the drawer of unfinished business and starts working through it. The imaginary conversation isn't random noise. It's your mind returning to the exact moments that never got closed and trying, in the only way it knows how, to close them. And notice what those scenes almost always are. They're rarely neutral. You're rehearsing the argument where you finally win, staging the moment you say the thing you were too scared to say out loud, replaying the memory, but rewritten so this time you don't freeze, or building a future in impossible detail. The success, the reunion, the confrontation that goes perfectly. Every single one of them is your mind reaching for something the real day didn't give you. Control or closure or a version of events where you came out okay, like when someone said something that stung and you let it slide in the moment. And now, at 1 in the morning, you're delivering the flawless response you didn't have then. Like when you're dreading a conversation tomorrow and your mind runs it 20 times, trying every possible version, as if rehearsing it enough times will somehow make it safe. Like when you replay an old embarrassment, but you edit it, so this time you say the right thing and walk away clean. Or like when the scene isn't about your real life at all. It's a whole invented moment, a room, a person, a conversation that never existed, and you live inside it for 20 minutes because it's warmer and kinder than the day you actually had. And some of these scenes you can't play out anywhere but there. The conversation with the person who's gone. The one you never got to finish. The moment where you stood up to someone who scared you, back when you were too small to. The apology from someone who is never actually going to give it to you. Real life quietly closed those doors. So your mind builds a room where they're still open and lets you walk through, just for a few minutes, the ending you needed and never got. Here's the part that changes how this feels. You are not broken for doing this. Your mind isn't glitching or failing you. It's doing exactly what a mind is built to do. Rehearse, repair, and prepare. That imaginary conversation is a simulation, and simulation is one of the oldest tools your brain owns. It's how you get ready for what scares you. It's how you work through what hurt. The only reason it feels strange is that it happens in the dark, alone, with no one there to explain it to. And there's a reason it's so hard to stop, too. For a few minutes, the imagined version hands you the thing the real day didn't. You win the argument. You're finally understood. You're safe. You're enough. Your mind gets a small taste of relief, and relief is something it will always reach for again. That isn't weakness or a lack of discipline. It's a system doing exactly what it's built to do. When the real world withholds something you needed, your mind quietly finds a way to give you a version of it, just enough to let you keep going. But there's a quieter truth sitting underneath all of it. The reason these scenes get so vivid at night is that night is when your guard finally comes down. All day, you manage yourself. You stay measured. You don't say the raw thing. You keep it together for the people around you. And at night, there's no one left to manage for. So the things you keep quiet all day get loud. The comeback you'd never actually deliver. The apology you know you'll never get. The version of your life where the thing you're most afraid of already worked out fine. These scenarios aren't lies you're telling yourself. They're a map of what you actually care about and of what still feels unfinished. And that doesn't make you weak or stuck or someone who can't handle reality. Some of the most grounded, capable people you know go to bed and quietly run a whole second life inside their head. It doesn't mean you're avoiding your life. It means you have one that's still being processed. The rehearsing, the replaying, the inventing. It isn't some malfunction sitting next to the real you. It is the real you, finally getting a minute to catch up with itself. There's one more thing worth noticing, though, and it's the useful part. Pay attention to what your mind keeps coming back to. Because the same conversation, replayed for the 5th night in a row, isn't just a habit. It's your mind pointing at something, a boundary you never actually set, a feeling you haven't let yourself feel in daylight, a thing you genuinely need to say to someone who's awake. The scene that loops the most is usually the loop that's still open in real life. Your mind keeps reopening it because, somewhere, it hasn't been resolved anywhere but in your head. So the shift, if there is one, isn't to make it stop. You probably can't, and honestly, you might not even want to. It's to treat the nighttime theater as information instead of a flaw. Not why won't my brain shut up, but what does my brain keep trying to finish? Because that answer, the conversation you keep rehearsing, the moment you keep rewriting, is often the exact thing the daytime version of you keeps skipping. And none of this means every replay is a problem to fix. Most nights, it's just your mind tidying up after a long day, and by morning it's gone and forgotten. But when the same scene runs on a loop for weeks, when you're lying there losing sleep because you're too busy reliving something to actually rest, that part is worth listening to. Not as a flaw to fight, but as your mind telling you, as plainly as it can, that something real is still waiting for you back in the daylight. So the next time you catch yourself, lights off, halfway through a conversation with someone who isn't there, you don't have to fight it, and you don't have to be embarrassed by it. It isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's just your mind in the only quiet it gets all day, finishing what the day left open. You're not inventing fake lives to escape your real one. You're just quietly trying to close the loops the day never let you close. And there is nothing broken about a mind that keeps trying to make things whole.